Welcome to our garden, a place where every plant, every insect, and every handful of soil plays a part in a thriving ecosystem. We're about to delve into the wonderful world of companion planting, a time-honored practice where nature's own partnerships are harnessed to create the most beautiful, resilient, and productive gardens you can imagine. It's about moving beyond simply planting in rows and instead creating a community of plants that help each other flourish. This isn't a new age trend, it's ancient wisdom. For centuries, and long before that in many indigenous cultures, gardeners have been keen observers of the natural world. They noticed that certain plants, when grown in close proximity, simply did better. This practice, born from careful observation, is the heart of companion planting. It's the art and science of pairing plants to create a symbiotic relationship that benefits the entire garden ecosystem. Think of it as strategic matchmaking for your vegetables, herbs, and flowers. So how does it work? The benefits are incredibly diverse. Some companions, like aromatic herbs, act as natural pest repellents, confusing and driving away harmful insects that might otherwise decimate your crops. Others, like vibrant marigolds, can help suppress harmful nematodes in the soil. Then there are the attractors. Brightly colored flowers strategically placed among your vegetables act as a beacon for essential pollinators like bees and butterflies, ensuring a bountiful harvest. But the magic doesn't stop above ground. Below the surface, some plants, like beans and peas, enrich the soil by fixing nitrogen, providing vital nutrients for heavy-feeding neighbors. It's a holistic approach that reduces the need for chemical inputs, creating a healthier garden and a healthier you. Throughout this series, we'll move from theory to practice. We'll explore classic combinations and uncover modern pairings that will work wonders in your own backyard plot or container garden. We'll show you exactly how to implement these strategies, from planning your layout to planting your seeds. Get ready to transform your garden from a simple plot of land into a dynamic, self-sustaining ecosystem. Let's get our hands dirty and discover the secrets to a truly collaborative garden. Welcome to the intricate dance of companion planting, a gardening philosophy built on cooperation, not competition. It's about creating a vibrant, self-sustaining ecosystem right in your backyard. To truly master this art, we need to understand its three foundational pillars. These principles work in harmony to create a garden that is more resilient, productive, and beautiful. Let's begin with the first pillar, one that turns your garden into its own security force. Natural pest control. First, let's talk about natural pest control. Basil planted near tomatoes doesn't just smell wonderful. It actually repels harmful insects like aphids and the dreaded tomato hornworm. But how does it work? The magic lies in biochemistry. Basil leaves are rich in volatile organic compounds, aromatic oils like linalool and eugenol. When released into the air, these compounds create a sort of olfactory camouflage, confusing pests that hunt by scent and making it difficult for them to locate their target. Your precious tomatoes. This aromatic shield is nature's own pest management system, an invisible fortress protecting your crop. As a remarkable bonus, many gardeners swear that this partnership actually enhances the flavor of the tomatoes, making them sweeter and more complex. This strategy extends far beyond basil. Marigolds, particularly French marigolds, are famous for releasing a substance called thiophene into the soil, which is toxic to root knot nematodes, microscopic worms that can devastate root systems. Above ground, their pungent scent deters whiteflies and other pests. Nasturtiums play a different clever role. They act as a trap crop, especially for aphids. Aphids find them irresistible and will flock to the nasturtiums, leaving your more valuable plants, like cabbages and beans, alone. You can then simply remove the infested nasturtium leaves, taking the pests with them. Meanwhile, the allium family, garlic, onions, and chives, release sulfurous compounds that disrupt the sensory receptors of pests like the carrot rustfly, Japanese beetles, and aphids, effectively making your vegetables invisible to them. But pest control isn't just about repelling the bad guys, it's also about inviting the good guys. Plants like dill, cilantro, and yarrow produce flowers that are irresistible to beneficial insects. Ladybugs, lacewings, and hoverflies are voracious predators of aphids. while parasitic wasps lay their eggs inside caterpillars, controlling them from within. By planting these insectary plants, you're essentially rolling out the welcome mat for a free 24/7 security detail. A word of caution, however, some powerful companions like mint are incredibly vigorous. While fantastic for repelling ants and flea beetles, their roots will spread aggressively. The solution? Always plant members of the mint family in containers, which you can then sink into your garden beds to contain their ambition while still reaping the benefits. Our second pillar of companion planting is all about creative architecture and maximizing your space, especially through vertical partnerships. Think of your garden not as a flat plane, but as a three-dimensional canvas. The classic example is using sunflowers as living, natural trellises for climbing cucumbers or pole beans. This simple pairing can effectively double your harvest in the exact same footprint. To do this successfully, give the sunflowers a head start of 2 to 3 weeks to establish a strong, sturdy stalk before planting your cucumber seeds at their base. This partnership is brilliant because it works on multiple levels. The sunflower's deep taproots draw water and nutrients from a different soil level than the cucumber's shallow, fibrous roots, meaning they aren't competing for resources. In fact, they are collaborators. As the summer sun intensifies, the sunflower's broad leaves provide beneficial dappled shade for the cucumbers below. This shade protects the cucumber plants from sun scald and prevents them from bolting or going to seed prematurely in the intense heat. It also helps keep the soil cool and moist, reducing your watering duties. This kind of three-dimensional thinking transforms even the smallest urban balcony or suburban patch into a productive powerhouse. This principle of stacking isn't limited to trellising. You can also maximize space by planting low-growing, shade-tolerant crops beneath taller, sun-loving ones. For instance, planting lettuce, spinach or radishes in the shade of your tomato or pepper plants keeps them from bolting in the summer heat, extending their harvest season. Another technique is using living mulches. Instead of bare soil or wood chips, plant a low-growing ground cover like creeping thyme or oregano around the base of larger plants like broccoli or cabbage. This living carpet suppresses weeds, conserves soil moisture, and in the case of aromatic herbs, can even help deter pests, beautifully integrating our first two pillars. Finally, let's dig into our third and most fundamental pillar, building rich, healthy soil through partnerships. Healthy plants start with living soil, and some plants are uniquely equipped to enrich it for their neighbors. The most famous examples are legumes like beans and peas. They are nature's own fertilizer factories. Through a remarkable symbiotic relationship with soil bacteria called rhizobia, these plants can pull nitrogen, an essential nutrient for leafy growth, directly from the atmosphere. The bacteria form small nodules on the plant's roots and convert atmospheric nitrogen into a form that the plant and its neighbors can absorb. When you plant beans next to heavy feeders like corn, the beans are constantly enriching the soil, providing a steady, slow-release source of nitrogen for the hungry corn plants. This ancient partnership is the heart of the legendary Three Sisters planting method, a sophisticated agricultural system practiced by indigenous peoples across North America for thousands of years. It is the ultimate expression of companion planting, integrating all three pillars. The corn provides the tall stalk for the beans to climb, Pillar 2. The beans stabilize the corn against wind and fix nitrogen in the soil for all three plants, Pillar 3. And the third sister, squash, sprawls across the ground. Its large, prickly leaves act as a living mulch, shading the soil to retain moisture and suppress weeds, while its spiny texture helps deter pests like raccoons and deer, Pillars 1 and 2. This guild has sustained communities for millennia, a testament to its ecological genius. Beyond nitrogen fixers, other plants known as dynamic accumulators improve soil health. These plants, often with deep taproots, are miners of the soil. Comfrey, borage, and even the humble dandelion send their roots deep into the subsoil, pulling up valuable trace minerals like calcium, potassium, and magnesium that are unavailable to shallower-rooted plants. When you use the leaves of these plants as mulch, a technique called chop and drop, or add them to your compost, you are making these deep earth nutrients available to the entire garden. By understanding and applying these three pillars, pest control, space maximization, and soil building, you move beyond simply planting vegetables. You become a garden architect, orchestrating a complex cooperative community. The result is healthier soil, stronger plants, and more abundant, flavorful harvests, all achieved by working with nature, not against it. Mastering the garden calendar is fundamental, as timing is everything in companion planting. As the last frost recedes, it's time for cool season champions. In early spring, start pairs like crisp lettuce and pungent chives. The chives help deter aphids. Other powerful early duos include carrots and rosemary, where rosemary's strong scent can confuse the carrot root fly. Similarly, planting radishes with spinach can draw pests away from your tender leaves. These plants thrive in milder temperatures, establishing strong roots before the intense summer sun arrives. As the soil warms, introduce warm season superstars. This is where iconic partnerships shine. Consider the Three Sisters method. Corn provides a trellis for climbing beans, the beans fix nitrogen in the soil, and sprawling squash acts as a living mulch to retain moisture and suppress weeds. A simpler classic is planting basil around your tomatoes. It's known to repel tomato hornworms, and many gardeners swear it improves the tomato's flavor. For a continuous harvest, plan for autumn. As summer crops finish, plant fall companions like kale and dill, which attracts beneficial insects to protect your brassicas. Now let's talk about personal space. While they are companions, they shouldn't be overcrowded. Giving each plant adequate space is crucial. Good companions support each other. They don't compete for sunlight, water, and nutrients. Check the spacing recommendations on seed packets, but use them as a guide, considering the mature size of both plants. A tall plant like corn can be closer to a low-growing squash than two bushy tomato plants could be. Overcrowding leads to stunted growth and increased vulnerability to disease from poor air circulation. Proper spacing ensures a peaceful, cooperative plant community. But what if a pairing doesn't work? Don't be discouraged. Your garden is a living laboratory. Become a detective. Is one plant shading the other? Is the soil right for both? Keep a simple garden journal to track your pairings and observations. This record will become your most valuable tool. By observing, adapting, and applying these principles, you're doing more than just planting. You are cultivating a resilient ecosystem, transforming a patch of earth into a thriving, self-sustaining garden that works with nature. The reward is a bountiful harvest and the satisfaction of creating a beautiful, balanced space. Happy gardening!